Hi, it's Bill Horman with Real Estate Table Talk. I was on a listing appointment over the weekend, and it was a for sale by owner. And one of the issues that was really important to this person was netting a certain amount of money. But factored into that, not only is the price of their home, but what their closing costs were going to be. Closing costs are one of those items that sometimes buyers don't consider, or they think, oh, well, we'll just have the seller pay for those. Well, this particular seller needed to close at a certain amount. He needed to net a certain dollar amount. And if he paid all or even partial of the closing costs, he might not reach that projected number. But as a buyer, have you ever thought what closing costs are? Have you prepared to pay for your own closing costs? When the market was really hot, boy, sellers did not have to pay closing costs. But now that interest rates have risen and we're in that time of year where there aren't as many homes in inventory, and it might be slightly slower this year than it has been in the past, maybe some home sellers will pay your closing costs. Don't count on it. You can ask for it, but don't count on it. But generally speaking, here's what closing costs are. They're government fees, they are bank fees, and they are title company fees. And in general, they're about 2 to 5% of the purchase price of the home. So you'd have to save for your down payment, but you need to save a little extra for your closing costs. Again, buyers can ask, depending on what their financing structure is. FHA, they can ask for 6%. Conventional loan, you can ask 3% of the closing costs from the seller, of the purchase price. 3% of, say, $200,000 or 6% of $200,000, depending on if you're FHA or conventional. Now, the seller doesn't have to agree to it. They can say, no, I'm not going to pay any, or maybe I'll just pay $1,000, or maybe we'll split the difference. But closing costs are an important factor. You don't want to get toward the line where you have to pay all your closing costs and all your down payment, and now you've run out of cash. You don't want to step into that. But just be aware, closing costs are something you must consider when you buy a home and when you sell a home and you need to net a certain amount. Now, I can help you with this. We can chat it over. I can talk to a title company. I can even run a sheet myself. Just kind of give you an idea, a ballpark of where you're likely to be on closing costs. But it is important. And that's Table Talk for today. If you like the content, please share it around. Let's get this information out there.